Your life, your rules. Unlocked with Huawei Mate 7's advanced fingerprint security on a 6-inch display. Huawei Mate 7. Huawei.
Where did you find the positivity in your life? Because I've watched your TED Talk, I've read your book. You're so optimistic about the world, you're so positive about the world, and you're so positive about solving all these problems that we have around us.
I think it's seeing the world through the organizations that I run. I run 2 organizations, the X Prize Foundation, that puts up these multi-million-dollar, $10 million competitions asking innovators to solve our biggest problems. And then Singularity University, based in Silicon Valley, which is really focused on exponential technologies that are the tools and technologies that allow us to really take on the world's biggest problems. And what I'm seeing is an amazing world. The challenge is that most of us are influenced by the news media. With all due respect to you as a member of the news media, most of the news media are out there feeding us negative news constantly. We pay 10 times more attention to negative news than positive news, but the world is actually very different. Over the last 100 years, and I look at the data, over the last 100 years, the human lifespan has more than doubled. The per capita income for every nation on the planet has more than tripled. The cost of food has dropped 13-fold. The cost of energy has dropped 20-fold. Transportation 100-fold. We're actually living during the most peaceful time ever in human history. And so as I look at the numbers and the information, I realize that the impact, what's creating this extraordinary world, is the impact of technology. And so I believe that the tools we now have to solve problems have gotten progressively better. So technology is a chance to transform this. This device, we'll have 1 billion of these devices in Africa in 2016. Again, on this device, for the poorest, is access to the world's knowledge.
Tell us a bit about some of the X Prizes that you have, and they are so exciting because I've been following this with a great deal of interest over the last few years.
Yeah, the first X Prize we did was for private spaceflight. We offered up a $10 million prize for the first team who could build a spaceship that could carry 3 of us up into space, land safely, and do it again within 2 weeks. Huge success. 26 teams spent $100 million going after it. The winning team built Spaceship 1. Now Richard Branson's commercializing it with Spaceship 2 so all of us can go. Since then, we've launched a number of prizes, 2 that are very relevant to Africa and that I'm very proud of. One is called the Qualcomm Tricorder X Prize. Qualcomm, that builds most of the world's phone chips, put up $20 million, $10 million for the purse. And we asked teams to build a handheld mobile device, not for a doctor or for a nurse, but for a mom or a dad, where there's no hospitals, no nothing, that can diagnose your child at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're sick. 330 teams entered this competition. We're down to the top 8. We expect a winner by the end of the year. And it's about really making diagnostics ubiquitous around the world. Another X Prize we just launched, funded by a South African, Elon Musk, is called the Global Learning X Prize. And this is a competition asking teams to build a piece of Android software that can take a child anywhere from illiteracy to basic reading, writing, and numeracy in an 18-month period of time. We're going to be launching that in Tanzania. And at the end of this, we're going to open source the winning technology, and it's about creating a world of global literacy.
So what keeps Dr. Peter Diamandis awake at night?
I think it's the notion that government regulation is going to try and shut stuff down because it doesn't work. I think if governments try and regulate something, we live in a world of porous borders, and all that means is the technology goes someplace else in an unregulated regime. But a lot of government's reaction to these scary technologies are stop. And it doesn't stop, it just goes someplace else.